Hi, it's Jamie from Attle Costumiers here. Just wanted to do a small video about taking men's measurements. We have got a measurement form online if you want to download that. That's on the link just below on the screen. Also, if you have any questions about taking measurements, also email us. That will also appear on the screen as well. We really need accurate measurements when you're doing this, not proposed measurements when you guys are going to the gym or when you're intending to go to the gym. So be as accurate as you can at that point. Now on the measurement form there are some really basic information that we need. Obviously name, the character you're playing and the particular production you're doing, and then also the telephone number or the email address, either or. Obviously some people might not want to put their telephone number on there, but we're quite happy with an email address. The other thing that we kind of need to know is whether or not you have pierced ears, tattoos or any allergies. Tattoos so that we can then organise with makeup if you necessarily need to have them blanked out. And allergies, in particular things like washing powder that you might be allergic to, just so that we have that information on file. Now the first measurement that we need is the height. And we prefer the height in feet and inches, so if you can do that, that would be great. We're now going to go on to the torso. So here we are on the torso. We need 4 basic measurements from here. We need chest, waist, hips, and then we need the neck, which also can be shirt collar. So the first one we're going to take is going to be the chest measurement here. Make sure that that's around the fullest part of the chest. So we put it round here like this. And it's going straight across the nipples on the chest, like so. Next measurement we want to take is the waist. Now what we've done here is we put a tape around the waist. You can do this with a dressing gown cord or maybe a narrow belt, but it's around the natural waist, not potentially where your underwear might sit or maybe your jeans will sit. This is really important because then it anchors where we can measure to and from. So when we do make costumes, or if we're finding costumes for you out of the store, we can actually measure to that measurement and we know exactly where it is. So we're going to do the waist measurement, which we'll take on the bottom of this tape and literally just around like that. Now the next measurement we want is the hip. Now we want to take around the fullest part of your bum. So if then we can just move that hand out the way, we can then take this measurement right the way round and then literally, as we say, a completely flat measurement. Now going back to the neck, as we said, a shirt collar size would be really useful. It's 14.5, 15, 15.5, 16, etc. But we can also do a measurement around the neck as well. We want a measurement around the bottom part of the neck. So the measurement would be around there, thus a really nice tight measurement. Right, here we've got some measurements on the leg. We've got 4 measurements in total. Now the first one we want to take is the waist to ground measurement. We want to take that from the bottom of the tape as before and take it all the way down to the ground. Now be careful to make sure that you're actually flat-footed and that you don't have any shoes on when you take this measurement. Now the next measurement we want to do is waist to below knee. So again, we're doing from the bottom of the tape and then down to below the knee. There's a little crook here just below the knee which will make it obvious to where it needs to come from. So now we need to do some around measurements. So now where that point was on the knee that you found when you took that measurement, you put the tape tight around the knee and then take that measurement there. And the final one in this section is the thigh. Find the biggest part of the thigh, put the tape round, and again take a nice tight measurement around the biggest part of the thigh. Now we're on to the arms. One of the most important measurements you need in this section is the sleeve length. So just at the top of the arm, you'll find your shoulder bone. It's quite a distinctive bone and quite hard there. So use that point there, take measure on there. Now make your elbow bent and then take the measurement down to the wrist. The elbow probably could be a little bit more bent than this because it makes it a little bit easier. And then take it down to the wrist, which is obviously the thinnest part of your wrist just there near the wrist bone. Then we want to do the round measurements. So the first one we do here with a tight measurement is the bicep. Then also keeping your elbow bent, you do a measurement around there. Then around the forearm, which is sort of halfway between the elbow and the wrist. And then again, going back to the wrist. Make sure all of these are tight measurements. So this measurement that we need to take is the back nape to waist measurement. Now the nape is actually at the top of the spine, which is sort of at this position here. A good way of trying to find that is actually putting a tape around the neck and then and that point that actually it sits there comfortably is really the back of the nape. So taking from that point there, we'll imagine we have that tape around there. We go from there down to the bottom of the tape that we were talking about earlier, just so that we've anchored all of those measurements in, and we know exactly where we're going. That's the back nape to the waist at the top of the spine. Right, now we've come to the last few measurements that are on the form. The first one being head circumference. Now this measurement is all the way around the head, and it needs to pass through the actual forehead area here and on the largest part of your head over here. But just remember, it's a continuous measurement all the way round. We also want your UK shoe size. Sometimes people are half sizes, so it's worth putting that on the form. And if you have any dance shoes that you sometimes wear, then you can actually put those brands with the sizes on as well. Now, commercial trouser sizes, we want the waist and the inside leg of these trousers. Now, sometimes in the back of the trousers, you'll find a label with 2 numbers with a crosshatch in between. Say for instance 32, 34. That would mean your waist is 32 inches and your inside leg would be 34 inches. So that's what we're looking for in there. Now we're going to go over to the commercial suit size. I have a jacket on the dummy here, and I just wanted to show you where you would find the measurements in the jackets. Just inside the pocket very often is the label, and on this one it says it's a 42 regular. We just need to know what that measurement is, because that gives us a good idea of what your suit size is. I hope all of that information has been informative, and as I say, if you need any questions answered, then please go to our email address, which is on the bottom of the screen at the moment. Thanks very much.